Hey there, guys. Welcome back to another apartment renovation. We are doing this one in 930 Medina Studios right now. It's for a family of 6 with a cat. It's the two parents, the mother's sister, who moved in to help them raise the boy and girl child and the girl toddler. And so I had originally put this in 920 because I thought it would fit and I thought it'd be cool to kind of have a nice, like, little not like cramped, but kind of small apartment for this big family. But it was just too small for what I was trying to do. Like, they pretty much just got like a bed and an end table in some of the bedrooms just to fit everything, and it just was not working out. So I decided to move it to 930 instead, and it seems to work out pretty good. I I did take 20 to 30 minutes just to figure out how I wanted this layout, which I cut all out. This is the final what I wanted. And I kind of just like I had like all these ideas in mind that I wanted. I wanted this like den that had the desk and kind of workspace. And this bathroom right here, I kind of had an idea where like the bath was kind of the center of the room and like everything was very like almost like spa-ish, but it just wasn't working. And this little weird shaped bathroom, I don't even know what I was trying to do with it, honestly. I completely forgot about halfway through. And so just removed it because size-wise, it just worked better gone. And so I struggled with the wallpapers and floors, and you will see that in a minute. I had this idea that I wanted to do kind of like a stone and wood feel, like that really luxurious feel with the accent walls and the floors. And I cut out a big pause here. I was trying to find the perfect wood. I had seen another YouTuber build a like modern home with it, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh my god, I gotta have this in this build, and I could not find it. And it turns out it was I think the first wallpaper I selected, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I couldn't figure out what to do with the floors, and I was like, "Oh, I could do the white and make it just be all white," and it was just too much white. I end up making them all white to begin with, while I kind of figure it out and fight myself on it. And I come back later and I put in the colors that I wanted. Sometimes it's just easy for me to step back for a moment and not do those until I kind of have a better idea of where I'm going. That's why I kind of had removed some of the wallpaper here and am now adding it back in. I I just I don't know, like I love this very wood and stone feel, and as much as I wanted this to be like a low kind of like a I don't want to say like low budget, but like I can't really think of it. Like you'd find in kind of an older apartment building where it's kind of just like older looking and isn't as freshly built and has that strict modern look, but the modern looked the modern look looked better for this build, and I feel fit the family a lot more. So I went with that. Excuse me. And so the wood just I I love the wood. I always feel like I have to do like all stone, so to play with the wood was fun, and I loved this cabinetry there. I do remove one of the tall ones and put in a wooden looking fridge instead. I stuck the trash can. Man, I can't think of what anything is called. The trash can under that one cabinet because I thought it was kind of a cool use of the space. And now I'm trying to do the floors. And I'm just I don't know, like I did so many different floor types. I was like, "Oh, this would look good. This would look good here." And then I kept changing them all. I I don't know, I couldn't find anything to fit. Man, I can't talk. I loved this wood that I have right there, but the purples and the blues were just too much extra, I guess. So I covered it up and I went with something different. I loved the brown carpeting. in the bedrooms, it really brought in the wood feel without having a hard wood in there. And I think I end up making the living room white carpet, actually. I I just I don't know, the floor wasn't really vibing with me, and I was like, we can put down a ton of rugs and just make a pop of color in there. So that's kind of where I went with that. And then you could see me adding the fridge, and I made the stove kind of like look a little wooden as well. And then kind of just adding stuff to the kitchen, like more cabinets. Oh, I did figure out how to lift the objects up. Apparently, I had to hit Control 9 and not just 9, which I did not realize had changed. So that was kind of new. I did find it like in the depths of a forum somewhere. So like if yours isn't working, you haven't tried it, try it because that is what fixed mine. And I just have to remember that from now on. I tried a bunch of different things and I tried the the window floor kind of thing that came with island living because I kind of wanted to see what it would look like in an apartment building, and it was just concrete, obviously, but I was like, oh, what would this do? And I kind of wanted to not have too many decorations in the kitchen. I think sometimes clutter works very nicely in builds, but then sometimes it just doesn't look that good. So I was trying to keep with a very stone and wood theme, and I limited my decorations to things that really had the wooden feel. And I tried to do some lighting in here at one point, and there's the family out in the hallway. I tried to do some lighting in here at one point after I put this shelf in, I think, and they just didn't fit right. And so I got rid of them, and I was like, nah, I can use them somewhere else in a later build or something. And so then I was just adding some different things, and I was like, oh, what would look good here is the cookbooks. Like, I knew there were cookbooks somewhere. I'm like, put them on the microwave. And then I was fighting with the microwave for like a minute or two. And so I just kind of, I don't know, I wanted kind of a family feel, but like a modern family feel. Something that was very family friendly, but it still had that very like sharp, luxurious. I'm gonna give up saying that word today because I apparently can't. But the vibe. And then I was like, oh my god, I need a dining table in here. Like, where do I put the dining table? Do I put it here? And this dining table moves around a lot. Like, a lot. And then I, for some reason, forgot there were personal theaters. And so I got really excited. I was like, oh my god, look at these things. These are so cool. I'm like, I'm gonna have to put these in a house build one day. I forget some of the, like, most prominent features in these things. So I have her kind of try and test that out to make sure they could get beyond the dining room table. I was a little worried at first that the dining room table was in the way. So I just had one of the Sims come in and see if they could get into the office, den, whatever. I don't know half the time. And she could, so I moved her back out in the hallway and continued on. Sometimes I like having them readily available. Oh my lord, apparently I need to go back to linguistics or something. I like to have them readily available because I can test out some things, like if I do things with move objects on, I can test out that it's still playable. And usually it works anyhow. So, anyhow, I put the what's it called? Dresser? Wardrobe. I don't even know. I put the wardrobe in here and put a little ottoman there, and I was like, I couldn't figure out which ottoman I wanted. Kind of make like a little sitting space, like kind of how they have in fancier fitting rooms in TVs. What? In stores. They sometimes have fancier fitting rooms that have like an ottoman. And I wanted to have that kind of effect in this closet area with the wardrobe. And the mirror is kind of off to the side behind. I didn't really want to block off all the space, so I was like, oh, I'll put the mirror down there at the end. And I added a few cat things in here, and at first the girls' bedroom was going to be in the smaller bedroom, but then I realized I could add more to it and put more toys in added it, if I added it, if I moved it over to the bigger bedroom and had the boys' bedroom in this one. And then I was working on the master, and I don't know, sometimes I just have the worst trouble with masters. I've always had such small rooms in my life that really you can just only put a bed, an end table, a dresser, and then maybe something like some shelves. I've always had shelves in my bedroom at my parents', and then my keyboard went in for a while, and that's pretty much all I had because I had an open space in the middle of the floor to play in when I was a kid, and then I just kept it as a teen because it just gave me a space to spread out and do stuff if I wanted. And then later on, I brought in the uh the double bed. Yeah, the double bed. That was kind of the guest area. My parents have a upstairs in the garage that's kind of like our guest housing. And so I took the double bed and I brought it into my room, and so then I didn't have that space at all. So it was just my keyboard, my dresser, and I don't even know if I had an end table at that point because I had a headboard. Um, so I really don't ever know how to add anything to master bedrooms because I'm like, what do people have in big bedrooms? So you'll see, like, I'm learning that. I'm also learning bathrooms too because we have just a really small bathroom at my parents' house, and it's like you walk in and the sink, the toilet, a laundry basket, a couple of towel racks, and the shower. Like, there's not a lot. So it's taken me a while to kind of figure out what go into bigger areas of houses. And I really liked how this bathroom turned out. I was struggling with it for the longest time. I just couldn't figure out what to do with it. I was like, I don't really know. And so I kind of settled with the another ottoman with the mirrors because I thought that looked kind of cool. I think I changed it and put a plant. I'm not really sure. I ended up with a lot of plants in this build, like just randomly around. But I did like how these sinks turned out. I like not using the countertops like I usually do and just had the two sinks. I thought that worked out very well for this build, and it kind of tied in with the wood theme. And at some point here, I actually learned a trick. If you go to the gallery and type in pictures, you can get all kinds of these amazing pictures that aren't like normal, like the in-game decorations, and they're not custom content, so they work with anything. And I was like, oh my god, I have to have some of these. And I was struggling to kind of find what I wanted, and I do keep some of the decorations from just the regular game itself. But I did really like some of these, and I used some of them, and I'll include the names of the people I used from in the description below. I did like these ones a lot. I don't like English in my Sims games, though. I feel like it should be like just the Simlish. I feel like it's almost bringing too much of us into it. I don't know if that makes sense. But like I don't really care to have the English stuff in there. And so I immediately got rid of those, and then I was kind of trying to move things around and see where they'd look best. And I I just had a hard time with these because I was like, I want to use all of them, but they didn't all fit. And I think I removed some of them later on. I'm not really sure. Then I'm playing with the rugs, and I was kind of using the rugs to get a little bit of color in. And this is when I decided that I wanted the plant in the corner as well. And then I put the bamboo behind the litter box because I thought it kind of added a little extra something there, that so it's just not a litter box. And I wanted something on this wall and could not figure out what I wanted. And I think I went with this slats with the plants on it. I don't remember if that's how exactly it ended up. And then I kind of added those. I had to move the half wall because they kept wanting to snap to the half wall. And then I think it just ended up like this. I don't think I added too much more to it. And then this uh, office kind of got me. I struggled with it for a while, trying to figure out what exactly to put in. And the wife is a doctor, but I think she's a doctor. One of them's a doctor, and one of them likes music. I don't remember. I created all these Sims, and like it's been a couple weeks since I filmed this that I'm talking about it, because we're moving and stuff, and just I don't even know. And so I kind of struggled with what to put in here because I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I don't like cluttering it too much, but I like making it look like they have stuff. Because if you just kind of put the basics in, it just doesn't look quite right. And so I was just kind of filling in this bookshelf because none of them really worked for what I wanted. And so I was like, I'll just take this one and fill it in because it works the best. And then I was like, what do I put in? Like, what would these people have in their house? And once again, I've used the notebook on the desk. That's pretty much my signature at this point because I'm a writer, so it's pretty much always going to just show up somewhere in a build. If I don't use it, it's going to be a shock, honestly. And so I'm looking at more pictures, and if you know me, my favorite animal is a wolf. I was looking for something there. I don't know what I was looking for. And so I downloaded this. Oh, yep. I was looking for my favorites or something because I couldn't figure out where those went. My favorite animal is a wolf, so when I saw this one of the wolf howling in front of the moon, I was like, this is going in this build. I don't even care if it doesn't fit or not. I have to have it. And so I did put it in there and kind of made it work. I think it ends up in the living room. I'm not really sure. And then I was like, I don't want to fill up all these walls with pictures. So what can I do to make it not be like that? And I ended up putting in these slatted windows. So you kind of like can peek in, but not really like see in. I don't, I don't really know. I went to someone's house one time and they had a den kind of with this weird diagonal corner shape, and the they had a sliding glass door, I think, a sliding door on the diagonal for the door. But then because it stuck out into the room some, they had like this big glass window, and they just hung a curtain on it in the inside. Wow. And so I kind of went for that feel, but I didn't want to use the glass window, so I used the slatted ones, and I thought it came out amazing. And then I'm just kind of adding rugs. Like, this is where I kind of want to add the pop of color, but I wasn't really sure how to do it because I didn't want to go overboard. And you can see me trying to pick out colors. And then I was like, okay, something has to go in the middle here. So I was like, what if I add um, another couch or love seat or once again, don't know what I'm talking about. It's fine. And I was like, oh man, I forgot to decorate the bathroom. I jump around way too much when I do these things. Like, it's ridiculous, honestly. And I added kind of in bunches of plants. Kind of like in some of my other builds I've done, I like put the plants like to the side and whatnot and kind of make little groups of them. I kind of like that. I think I really want to do a plant-based one at some point. And then I kind of shifted things around to add some more plants. Honestly, that was what that was, just to add more plants. And here was the same thing, more plants. And I loved how that rug came out there on that against the brown floor with the bed there. It doesn't really work as like a rug, I feel, but I love the aesthetic of it. And at this point I was like, "Oh, there's another bathroom." So I just removed that, shifted everything over, and made more space for the dining room, or dining area anyway. And I was like, oh my god, this works so much better space-wise. Like, I have space for things. And like, I had actually had space to put the couch across from the fireplace. Man, oh man. And I was like, oh, I can add a coffee table in too. Like, it was falling into place at this point, and I was so ecstatic that it was coming together. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if you saw it when I was typing in mail. There's like a thing, it's like letters, and I found it. When I type in things, it says text field, and like, what? Like, so I can't see my suggestions. So I kind of just have to guess which one I want to click on and click on it. And it's kind of weird, and I don't really know what to do about it. Like, I don't know if it's just like a weird glitch that'll get fixed, or I did something and now it will always be like that. I don't really know. I was kind of trying to add some stuff to this hallway as well. Like, what do you put in a hallway like this? Like, I don't know. And so I added in some plants and like a little shelf, and once again, plants. Um, I was kind of just trying to figure out what I wanted. I was like, I don't really know. Like, it feels too empty, but I didn't want to make it too full, so I put like a little stool and some more plants. And then just trying to figure out the kids' rooms with the decor. And I loved these like um turtle rugs. Like, I don't know why I missed those either before, Just I'm struggling with figuring out what's in this game, apparently. I've only played it for how long? 5 years? I don't even know. It's going to be a challenge when I finally am able to get the rest of the packs. And now University is being released as well. Like, I'm in trouble. And so I was just kind of trying to fill in some space and add things in. And I love, love, love this. Like, it's like tea and tears or something decoration. Absolutely love it. Have to have it wherever I can. And so I think I add some more things in, yeah, some more pictures, and just kind of finalize up the kids' rooms. I don't use any pictures in the kids' room. I just use the the games wall decorations for the kids' rooms. But I did want something to go in the aunt's room that was kind of more her, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it any better than that. I was just having no trouble finding something that I liked. So that was my struggle to find that. And then I put them in, and at first I didn't really like how they had like it looked like posts in them, but I got over that pretty quickly. I was like, nah, it just adds character. And so I think we're kind of getting towards the end. I think I just finished up adding some plants, and I add some decorations in the kids' rooms. So I'm just going to let it finish rolling and get into the screenshots at this point. I hope you've enjoyed this build, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.